Welcome back to the Diamond Niner Fans Podcast. This is episode 2 of season 2. I'm Nick. I'm here with Kevin.
What's up, Niner Nation?
Producer Brad.
Hey, hey.
All right, Kevin. We have actual baseball to talk about this week. The Niners got to play somebody other than themselves.
Hey, we got 3 wins to talk about as well.
We got 3 wins to talk about. Absolutely. All right, guys, let's jump into it. It was pretty cool. We got to go out. The weather impacted the schedule some, so we had a doubleheader on Friday. I was delayed getting out there. In fact, I only saw a couple of innings of baseball on Friday, but we had the doubleheader on Friday, and then one game on Saturday. Kevin, I think you saw all but about 2 innings of those 18 innings on Friday, right?
I made it out there just in time for the start of the doubleheader, and it was a beautiful day for baseball, especially since it was February 15th. Beautiful day. Couldn't ask for better weather.
It was like a good crowd.
Yeah, it was a really good crowd. A lot of students came out, especially for game 2. So pretty good crowd, pretty good atmosphere at the Hayes, and 2 wins on Friday, and then another on Saturday. So couldn't ask for much
Producer
more.
Brad, you were out there on Friday, and I think you ran some Delaware fans out of your seats or something, didn't you?
Well, I think there's this crazy concept of sitting in the seats that you're assigned, and apparently that ran some people off.
Oh, well. Yeah, we did a little something different with our seats this year. We've been sitting behind home plate for, we've been in that same general area since the stadium opened, right?
Yeah.
And we moved over to the third base side over by the visiting dugout. So, yeah, we're going to be sitting with other teams, their parents, all season long. That'll be interesting. But it's amazing how much you can hear what's going on over there more.
Yeah, you can hear some interesting discussions from those seats, that's for sure. We definitely hear more dialogue between coaches and players, coaches and officials, and
oh yeah, it's just the acoustics are just way different when you move over to one side or the other, for sure. Right. So maybe we'll have some things to report. I tell you what we'll do. This has got potential, Kevin. We'll have a segment later on in the season, maybe. Dumb things batters have said after striking out.
We got some content already. But,
yeah, we actually already have a few things in. Well, I'm not going to share it because we're going to save it for the segment. But yeah, dumb things batters have said as they walk back to the dugout after striking out. That's got potential. That could be a segment, don't you think?
I think it'll be a very good segment.
We've already got some stuff. All right. Well, let's move along here. We do have we have a little business to take care of. We have a couple of announcements to make coming to you direct from Diamond Niner Fans. Is it international headquarters, worldwide headquarters? Yeah. International headquarters, right, Kevin?
That's right. Big announcement this week. The press release came out yesterday. Nick McIntyre is taking over a new role in Diamond Niner Fans. He is now the co-founder and director of digital content for Diamond Niner Fans. He's been doing some hard work behind the scenes, getting more. More platforms for our podcast.
Huge raise was involved in this. I'm getting paid double what I was before, so it's awesome. We've done some things. We talked to you guys, and you guys have all been so generous in your feedback, both online and in person. Probably number one thing we were told last year, or the comment we got, was we were putting all the episodes on YouTube, and we still will. But one of the big things that we were asked was, hey, when can I listen to this mobile? When can I get this through the outlets that I get? Most of you folks listen to other podcasts, and when can I get this through some of the regular outlets that I get it? So we've done some work on that front, and as of this week, you can get us on iTunes. So if you're an iPhone user, you can find Diamond Niner Fans. Just go in there and search Diamond Niner Fans. iTunes, Google Play if you use an Android. If you're a Spotify user, you can find us in there. Stitcher's another one we're on. Those are the 4 biggies that we're on right now that you can find Diamond Niner Fans episodes. So go there, search us out. You can subscribe, all that stuff, and that gets you around YouTube. And you can do other things on your phone. Probably, usually the bigger problem with YouTube is that if you don't subscribe, then you can't. You have to stay in the app, right? So now you can listen through your phone and that kind of thing. So we're actually we don't have it this set up yet, but maybe the next week or so, maybe by next time we'll be able to tell you. But we're actually getting it set up where through an app you can actually ask Alexa to play us if you are a Amazon device user. So you could ask Alexa, Kevin, Alexa, play Diamond Niner Fans. That's kind of scary, isn't it?
It's scary what the Alexa will start playing after they say that, though.
Yeah. But so anyway, that's all based on your feedback and trying to make this easier for you. We're still, if you like the YouTube format, by the way, they're still going to go there. We put the other episodes there, but look, if you want to surf over there, however you do through your phone, iPad, whatever platform you're using, you can get it from those places. So just trying to make Niner baseball more accessible, Kevin.
Yeah, spreading the gospel, right?
That's the way I look at it. Yeah, so let's jump in. Let's tell. We're going to try to segment the podcast a little differently going forward to try to create some sort of static segments that we can deliver content to you guys in. And some of these may change names, but we're going to call this first segment. You want to call it Keys to the Week or What Did We Learn, Kevin? Which one?
It's Keys to the Week / What Did We Learn?
Okay,
we'll figure that out as we go. But
yeah, okay.
We couldn't decide really.
What we gave after coming off the preview show, and what did we learn since then? What did we learn this week?
Well, first off, at the end of the last show, I said I was looking forward to Coach Hibbs making it into the 800 club here, and right off the bat, Friday he had an opportunity with 2 wins. Notched victory number 799 in the first game, and then they followed it up, got 800 on the back end of that doubleheader. So, congrats to Coach Hibbs. And now he's at 801 and counting and climbing. So, on his way to 900.
On his way to 900.
I know he kind of downplayed a little bit, but it's a big milestone, and it's something he definitely should be celebrated and acknowledged.
Yeah, I mean that's just him. I mean. He points to everybody else but him, the players, the coaches, and that's all true, right? But I mean, from he deserves the accolades. He's put in a lot of work, and I mean, it got some national attention too. I think a couple of the baseball writers, I think you retweeted those,
right?
Gave shout outs to Coach Hibbs, so that's awesome.
He's got quite a resume. He's a Hall of Fame, Kansas Baseball Hall of Famer. He's won conference coach of the year in every conference we've been in, and so it's definitely something to add to the resume for Coach Hibbs.
Yeah, I know where his focus is. He's on the next game and this season, all that. But it's cool. It's cool. I'm glad to see him get that recognition. He deserves it.
Right, most definitely.
Okay. One of the big questions we had going in is we were kicking around. We talked about how we have a lot of new pieces coming into the season, but we were really focused on that starting rotation for the weekend and trying to figure out where it went. We felt pretty good about Matt Brooks kind of being the headliner, but after that, we really weren't sure where we were going. So how did it shake out, Kevin?
Well, the staff decided to go with Brooks on Friday, obviously, and then getting the righty-lefty. They threw Cooner in the second game, and freshman Will Palinkas in game 3. It's kind of how we thought we might go after seeing a few scrimmages and in the fall.
Selfishly, I'm glad we got that right, because when we went with a pick of Palinkas, it was like, oh man, we kind of walked out on a limb there a little bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, he got the first shot at it, and we'll see. I mean, it's definitely probably fluid, but he looked pretty good. But that's what the staff started out with. They got a good look at him this weekend. Brooks, we asked a question in the preview segment that was he ready to step up, be the Friday guy, be the man. getting us that first night victory. And he had a pretty good outing Saturday in game one, or sorry, Friday in game one. Gave up 2 in the first inning. I think he gave up 4 hits in the first inning. But the rest of the way, he allowed 3 hits, I think. 0 runs, a lot of 1, 2, 3 innings, some big Ks. And his final line, 6.2 innings, only gave up 7, like I said, 4 hits in the first inning, but 3 hits the rest of the way.
Yeah.
And didn't give up any earned runs after that first.
And what's the most important stat?
Oh, we got the W.
The W. Yeah.
So pretty good outing from him in the game one. The number 2 starter, we went with Joey Cooner. I think he was probably on a pitch count, a little shorter pitch count. He only threw 59 pitches, but he got almost through the 4th. Pretty good outing in game 2. He gave up only 1 earned run. Struck out 2 and only walked 1. So he got some 3-ball counts a few times, but he battled back and only walked 1 guy. So that was impressive. Looking forward to seeing him build on that and then move forward as our number 2 guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday's game, we got to look at a new arm in Will Palinkas, freshman out of Providence High School. He looked pretty good. Probably pretty amped up in his first collegiate start, but got 7 Ks over his 4 1/3 innings. He gave up 2 earned runs and 3 hits, but like I said, struck out 7 and walked 3. So that's pretty good debut for the freshman.
He was overpowering guys in that first trip of the lineup. I mean, he looked really strong up there. And like you said, freshman, he's a younger guy. He's going to need to build some strength, build some stamina. I'm just imagining, making your first college start, as a freshman. Maybe you didn't sleep real well the night before. Maybe
so.
you were amped up, you're jacked up, and I think he did a really good job, and there's there's nothing but room for improvement there. He can build on that.
Definitely. And I think it was a good start, and we got a lot of
He's
talent.
actually responsible for some of the material we have for our new segment that we're going to create on dumb things people say after striking out. Yeah, he gave us some of that material.
Yeah. I know this segment is called starting rotation, but I want to throw out we got to look at another new arm. Bryce McGowan, a freshman. He threw really good in relief of Cooner through 2 innings. Got in a little trouble with he walked 4 guys, but he was kind of high in his zone a little bit, but made some adjustments, got some big Ks for us, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops going forward. He was first guy out of the bullpen on game 2, so curious to see his development as we move forward.
Yeah, and really, I mean, let's just so many guys, but I mean the pitching staff as a whole this weekend. They kept Delaware off balance, had a nice mix. Delaware
gave up 7 runs all weekend.
They gave up 7 runs this weekend, but I mean it was good. I mean they did what they needed to when they needed to.
That's right. And post game, Lauren mentioned they had to grind it out, and that's exactly what they did, offensively and on the mound. They grinded it out and did what they needed to do to get the victories, and made big pitches when they needed to.
Yeah, and we got a couple more guys we're gonna talk about from the when we talk about our Player of the Week stuff here in a minute. But the other thing one of the other themes we had going in this off season was who's going to play where, and the issues of depth, and we got a lot of new pieces, and where do they go, and we got a lot of different looks we can give teams, lefty righty matchups, etc. So how'd that play out for us?
Well, basically, we had 2 different kind of platoon lineups, one facing righties, one facing left-handed starters, and game 1 we faced a righty. We can go through the lineup real quick. Behind the plate, we had Yet, obviously, for all the games. Second base, Carson Johnson. He's our leadoff guy. He played there for all 3. And shortstop, Tommy was there. He had a good big weekend. Shortstop, he was there for all 3. Ober in left, and Wheeler was in center field, another new guy. He made a lot of good plays out in center, by the way. And in right field, we kind of did a platoon. It was one part of the platoon where Dom was in right in the first game facing a right-handed batter, but we moved him into first base in game 2 facing a lefty, and we brought in Jake Wickham to right field where he brought a little speed and right-handed bat into the lineup facing that lefty that Delaware threw. Third base, Josh Haney played, he's a lefty batter, played a third against the righty in both games, in games 1 and game 3 when we faced right-hand pitching, starting pitching that is. And Tate Pennington came in when we faced the lefty. He played third base when we faced a left-handed starter. At first, like I mentioned, Jesse Gonzalez, he was a starter at first base. He's a lefty, big lefty bat facing a right-handed pitcher. And he gave way to Dom. He moved in from right field to first. And then in game 3, Rafi Vasquez, a lefty batter, he jumped in and played first base after DHing for the first 2 games. Also at DH after games 1 and 2, Todd Elwood, the lefty bat against a right-hander on Saturday. So
yeah, good to see him back. He's working his way back from injury as well. So
yeah,
it's good to see him get.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see him in as quickly as he was. So I guess his recovery process is going well.
Yeah, I think he's on a throwing program, so he's not quite ready to go in the field yet. But yeah, I mean, we could definitely use his speed on the base paths.
Yeah, so that's a look at what the staff is thinking as far as platooning, I guess, versus righty and lefty pitching. Mixed in a lot of guys this weekend, so I'm sure it's a work in progress, and they are going to mix and match here and there, different matchups, and depends on who we face. So it's good to see a lot of depth and a lot of guys getting opportunities now.
Yeah, Lauren gave an interview on Charlotte Radio here earlier in the week, and late last week, I should say. And he talked about the difference between depth and options. And he said, okay, so we've had depth, but now we've got options. And I think you're talking about exactly what he was talking about right here. It's just the ability to give the other team different looks. You send this guy out to the mound, well, we're going to do this to you then. And just having the freedom really to do that. And that's been a process, Kevin. We've watched this team for a long time now, and when's the last time we had the ability to do this? I don't know that I have an example.
Yeah, we got the freshmen and sophomore guys, and then bringing in some JUCOs guys. We got a lot of guys on the roster that can play, and so it's good to see the pieces starting to come together.
Yeah, and that's that's going to continue to evolve over the season. It's going to be kind of fun to watch that happen.
Yeah, we'll see who develops and who continues to play well in different spots in the lineup and different spots in the field. Yeah,
for sure. Let's say something just briefly about the offense in general. It's 3 games, 1 weekend, but the pitching, it felt like, was ahead of the offense at this point. The offense, offensively, obviously you beat Delaware 3 times, so you did something right.
Right.
Okay, so the guys were clutch when we got what we needed when we needed it. But I have a feeling that overall, Bo Robinson's going to be working with these guys and cleaning some things up, and they're just going to get that offense clicking a little more than maybe it did this weekend.
Yeah, I think it is definitely a theme throughout college baseball. A lot of games I saw were the pitching was a little bit lower scored. A lot of lower scored games I saw, and pitching was a little bit ahead of the hitting at this time of the season. But yeah, definitely we were. Like Lauren mentioned, we had to grind it out this weekend. We grinded it out on the mound and grinded it out at the plate. Clutch hits when we needed them.
Yeah. And there's a lot to be said for that. I mean, you didn't. You did some things really well defensively. You did some things pretty well on the mound, and there's lots of it's first weekend. There's lots of room for improvement, and I think we'll see that happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's just something to say about being clutch when you need it, and we were definitely clutch this weekend. When we got down, we bounced back, tied the game back up. So and then went and took the lead. I mean, Harris Yet had a big homer. Rafi Vasquez had a big homer. Clutch hits when we need it. That's a big thing to win into winning at a high level and having a winning team when it comes down to May and June.
That's actually a good segue for our next segment here. We decided we would start identifying and make some tough calls and give you a weekly players of the week. Now, we used to do this, I don't know how many years ago, Kevin. We did this on Twitter.
It was a long time ago. Probably
it's been a while.
3 or 4 years ago.
I was thinking it was longer than that.
Yeah, 2014, 13 or 14.
I don't know. It's been a while. We used to identify. This was way before we signed this lucrative contract to do this podcast. We used to do players of the week and announce them on Twitter and that kind of thing. We kind of got out of that, but we thought we'd bring it back for this just to give some attaboys out on a weekly basis. So let's talk offense first, Kevin.
Yeah, a lot of good candidates this week. Harris Yet, Mr. Clutch, yesterday was down, or Saturday, he was down. We're down. We're tied at 3. Harris Yet comes up with a big 2-run shot, his first homer of the season.
He crushed it.
He got 3 hits on the weekend, so it was a pretty good week for him. I also had a baseball card giveaway for Harris Yet, so that was a pretty cool giveaway to see.
How awesome is that? He's a senior leader of this team. On the day that they give a baseball card out of yours, then you hit the big home run to drive in the winning runs.
Yeah, pretty cool right there.
They tried to find that ball and didn't find it. It's thinking it's in the creek back there.
Yeah, probably washed down with all the rain.
Oh, I mean, the terrain slopes off pretty quick back down there, and this ball was traveling. I mean, he got all of it. So that ball has probably, with all this rain, been washed down and is on its way into the Rocky River somewhere downstream. But he got all of it. So that was big to see from Harris.
Yeah, good to see a senior leader doing that. Another senior leader had a big week, Tommy Bullock.
Tommy Barrels.
Tommy had scored a couple runs for us, had a double, had 2 RBIs on the week. So another guy with 3 hits. Big weekend for him. Big weekend defensively. And before I forget, defensively we had a pretty good weekend overall. Only 1 error, and it didn't really cost us a run or anything. So
nothing wrong with that.
Good. Made some great plays out in the outfield and turned 2 or 3 double plays. So good weekend defensively. I wanted to check on that before we.
No, that's good. Okay, so we talked about Tommy. We talked about Harris. Who'd we go with?
Oh, ended up going Rafi Vasquez.
Rafi.
Yeah, he had 5 hits on the weekend. Scored 3 runs, drove in 2, had a big homer, opposite field home run in game 2 of the series on Friday.
That's when I arrived. I had just walked into the park. It finally gotten there after having some other stuff going on Friday. I was talking to, here's something to mention, when I was standing there talking to Paul Buchanan, also known as
guy.
I was talking to Paul Buchanan, and he was back in the park. We didn't see him a lot last year. He's had some different health things going on in his family, and so was there, and I was standing there talking to him, catching up for a moment, and he said, "So who is this at the plate?" And I was just explaining to him about Rafi, and then he crushes that. It was opposite field. Just drilled it, and place went crazy. And I looked at Paul, and you know what I said?
He said,
That's what I said. I looked at it.
Yeah, well, yeah. He had a big weekend. I didn't mention his elbow pad also got 2 hits in the first game. He got hit twice on the elbow pad in game 1, and then he got drilled in the back, I think, in game 2. So his on base percentage is like 800 right now. A big weekend for him. Also, it was good to see Paul out. Like you said, he didn't make it to many games last year, and he was happy to be there. Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah,
he wasn't in his mid-season form. He didn't really have the other team's parents yelling back at him. So
no,
but he did have a.
The students respond to him.
Yeah, so that's good. Good to see him.
The students respond to him. But yeah, Rafi, I mean, you bat 500 for the weekend, and you can be player of the week.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That's fun home run to watch him hit. The other games, he really did he go three for 4 on Saturday? I think he went 3 for 4 one day and 2 for 3 another. I might be messing that up or reversing them, but
3 for 4 on Saturday.
3 for 4 on Saturday, and I mean they were crisp hits. I mean he's lining singles out there, so it's not like. He so far, what I would say about him is he's not going to be a home run or bust kind of guy. I mean, he's got that kind of power clearly,
right?
But he can hit for power and average, and I think he's showing that. It's not like he's going to bat 500 all season. I mean, Rafi, if you want to do that, I'm on board. But we're not going to put that. We're going to put that evil on you. Say, hey, we're bat 500 for a season. But I mean. He can do both, so that's going to be fun to watch. I think
it's a good new addition to the team. While we're talking offense and a couple of new additions, we got a good look at for the first time really in their in D1 baseball. Freshman Josh Haney had a pretty good weekend at the plate. He had a big 2 RBI hit in game 1 that put us ahead for good in that game. And we got to look at our second base, Carson Johnson. He's a good table setter for us. He had a pretty good weekend in the leadoff spot. I think he scored 2 runs for us. So yeah, I mean, interested to see how his season's going to go and in the top of the order. I didn't mention this to you when we were talking about the game yesterday, but I don't think you got a chance to see this. Did you see the single he hit to left and he tried to stretch it? I missed that.
Okay, yeah. He kind of did. It would be hashtag Carson doing TJ things. He had a single left, and there was I don't know. I'd love to hear what Simmons has to say, but when Carson came out of the box, Carson was not running to first. Carson was running to second, and on this particular occasion, it didn't work out very good. He was out by just a little bit. I'd love to hear what Simmons. I don't know that he. Yeah, I think it was Carson doing TJ things.
There you go. That can be.
Look out for that. That may be a hashtag. It'll start as Carson doing TJ things, but if he does some more, like if he steals home, if at some point he steals home, it will just become Carson doing Carson things, right?
That sounds good.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh, it was interesting to watch because he's fast. He is very fast.
I'll take all the TJ things if
Oh well, yeah, you better believe it. Which, by the way, we saw a lot of those guys out there at the ballpark this weekend. We had our guys who haven't left for spring training yet. Were out there, and I know I saw TJ and Nick TJ and Nick Ting. TJ and Brett were in the dugout yesterday. I'm pretty sure I saw Logan Shear down there in the dugout as well. So those guys are coming out.
So a lot of the guys were there Friday, hanging out. So
yeah, that's awesome to see.
Yeah, they're getting ready to head down to Florida. All our guys are in Florida. So if you head down to Florida for spring training, go look for those guys. They're out there. And
as they get cranked up, we'll try to bring you some information about them as we go. Sometimes that's a little hard to get out of minor league spring training, but definitely when their season cranks up, we're going to be adding a segment of the show to keep you updated on them. So to wrap that up, Rafi, congratulations, buddy. You've just won bragging rights, I guess, because I'm pretty sure if we gave you anything, that'd be an NCAA violation. So we will not be doing that. But hey, it's you walk around the clubhouse, a little bit of bragging rights. Player of the week.
We'll talk to legal about that.
Yeah, we'll talk to legal. Oh god, now we need a lawyer.
We can print out some gifts, or not gift certificate, but a certificate of participation like this.
Oh yeah,
We could
participation awards. That'd be good. Yeah,
not participation award.
No,
Player hitter of the week.
Oh yeah, well just pronounce. Yeah, okay. Anyway, Rafi, when you walk around the locker room this week, you got bragging rights, buddy. So there you go, player of the week. We're gonna do a pitching player of the week. This was pretty tough too, as well.
Yeah, pitcher of the week. Yeah, like we talked about the starters. Matt Brooks looked good. Cooner looked pretty good, and Palinkas looked good. 7 Ks in his debut. Also had some good arms out of the bullpen. We mentioned McGowan as a freshman. He looked pretty good in the game too. Chase Gooding. He had he appeared in 2 games, got 2 saves. Pretty good start of the weekend. He only struck out 3 in those 2 innings.
Which I gotta say, we'll when we get some stuff right, we like to mention that, like when we predict, opening weekend rotations and stuff like that. But when we get stuff, when we don't see stuff coming, we'll say that too. I didn't see Chase coming as our back end guy. I didn't have that. Did you have that?
No, I didn't. Well, I did not see that, but he started.
In fact, I think we were kind of expecting him to probably be weekday starter material.
Yeah, who knows? He still might be.
Yeah, he still could be. Yeah, for sure. But I don't think. Yeah, I mean, even in all our conversations about where we thought pieces would fit, we didn't have that one.
Yeah, he looked really good in his 2 innings of work. Closed it out pretty good.
I blame producer Brad.
We can blame it all on him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excited to see him get 2 saves.
Yeah.
Out of the 3.
2 saves, 2 innings pitched, didn't give anything up. 3 Ks. That's awesome.
Yeah. But we ended up going for pitcher of the week. Drum roll.
Drum roll?
Oh, I don't need. Okay, there you go. We went with Colby Bruce. Colby Bruce had a pretty good Friday, I would say. He pitched in both games. I think he came in game 1. He threw 18 pitches, and like two and some change innings.
Yeah, two and a third.
And picked up the save in game 1, and then came in game 2 and threw 40 pitches, which is probably about an hour later. And I guess technically got a hold in game 2, but
yeah.
And then
because Chase got that.
Chase came in and got the
save. Yeah, he came in and pitched tonight.
Yeah, but he had a pretty good weekend. I'll tell you what, the first batter that Colby faced out of the bullpen, he came in with 2 outs in I think it was the 7th, maybe. He came in with 2 outs. And this poor guy, man, I kind of felt kind of bad for the hitter. Colby Bruce came in and threw him off speed pitch, first pitch, and he swung so early, I think he fell on his face, and
like a corkscrew.
It was kind of like, I mean, he could have swung twice if he wanted to, but he was on his face, so he couldn't swing twice. But anyway, yeah, he threw it, and then the second pitch threw him another breaking ball, and he was he had no clue on that one either. But yeah.
So what did this guy? Did you catch any? Did he have anything to say as he walked to the dugout?
No, he didn't have anything.
He didn't have. So he did it right.
He didn't have anything to say.
Ow.
No, that was pretty comical. But yeah, it was just nasty stuff. He came in and shut the door pretty quickly on that inning, and then continued on and got a save in game 1. Did more of the same in game 2. I think he gave up he gave up 1 hit.
Yeah,
I gave up 2 hits over the weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, got a save, 3 Ks. So Colby, congratulations! You're Diamond Niner fans pitcher of the week. I know you and Chase said you guys wanted to co-host our show, but
maybe that's what he won.
Honorary co-host.
Yeah. Check with legal.
We'll have to talk with legal. And
talk with legal.
And compliance.
And compliance. We talked about both those guys, and honestly, I mean, let's just what it comes down to is when you come in to two different games on the same day and do what he did, that got him the nod.
Yeah, I mean that was a big day for him. So
yeah, and this was, I mean, that was so awesome too. I mean, we've had. I look at speaking of just mention some guys. One, you had Colby, who had a phenomenal Friday. Obviously, we talked about that, and he was a guy that they did a lot of work with in the offseason. They changed up some things about what he was doing and about his approach, and we identified him as somebody who needed to have a kind of a bounce back season. And to see him do that on opening day is phenomenal. Somebody else I'd put in that category from Saturday is Patrick Shapinsky. He only pitched an inning, but I mean he came in a tough situation, runners on, and shut them down. He gave up one. Gave up a run on a fly ball, but we put that young man in a pressure situation, him needing to come back and really make a statement about this season that he's going to have, and he did it. I mean, and you could see, I think it did a lot of confidence for Patrick because he got the big out. We needed it in that game to keep the lead at 1. Okay, it was 5. That's 5-4 final. They had the tying run was 90 feet away when Patrick shut the door on him, and then that was the 8th, and then Chase came in and saved it. But that was a huge setup for Patrick, and if he can take that confidence going forward, that's going to be huge because I think that guy's got. I mean, the ability's there.
Yeah, I was definitely looking forward to seeing him after an off season in the program conditioning and all that with Doty and staff. So good to see that he had a good opening day for him.
Yeah. All the guys. I mean,
Carson Pinckney came in the game 3 Saturday.
Yeah.
Got the job done.
A gritty week all the way around. Just a gritty week. The guys did what they needed to when they needed to do it.
That's right. And like I said, full team effort. They mentioned, Lauren and staff has mentioned in the preseason polls they were picked 6th, and they're the only team not to have any guys listed as all conference. They just have a bunch of guys that are out there getting the job done, getting W's. So I'll take it. I'll take it
for sure. Let's talk about next week. This is going to be a big week. We got 5 games, one on the road against Clemson, and then we come back here for 4 this weekend against Canisius. By the time you hear this, the Clemson game will have already happened because it was scheduled for Tuesday, right? Tuesday at 4. The Tuesday forecast, folks, it looks terrible. So they have moved that game to Monday. So that game's probably already over. We've probably already done.
We've already won that game. I'm going to go ahead and predict it.
Okay.
If you're listening now, it's probably like Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah. Okay. So
Niners picked up a big win on Monday.
That's Kevin Harward, folks, predicting the win at Clemson. That game's on Monday at 4. So hopefully some folks can get down there and maybe check that out. We've got a return trip with them later in the season, Uptown, right? Hopefully you folks have already got your tickets for that. The Tigers are 2-1. They took 2 out of 3 from South Alabama this weekend, and preseason 19th in the country, I think, in the AP coaches poll. I'm not sure about the other polls, but they were picked 3rd in the Atlantic by the ACC coaches.
Yeah,
that's not going to be an easy out.
It's a good team, yeah, but they as South Alabama proved this weekend, they're beatable, and you never know in the midweek games what can happen. So looking forward to seeing that game on Monday. Hopefully they can get it in. It'll be a good experience for us going into Conference USA. Playing against these teams like Clemson, and especially going on the road, probably a hostile environment. And
what's great is that you folks already know who we started in that game. We have no idea. I mean, several days ago, I would have guessed that we were going to start Chase Gooding, but I mean, through 2 innings this weekend.
Who knows? We got
Still.
Gooding, got Pinckney,
Shapinsky,
and some freshmen that we haven't seen yet.
Some guys we haven't thrown yet. Bruce, I don't know. I don't know where we're going.
And, well, who knows? We'll find out. You guys already know, so why don't you tell us?
Yeah. You'll tell us about it.
But yeah, interesting note about Clemson. I'll touch on this real quick. Their star is shortstop Logan Davis, an All-American out of Providence High School in Charlotte. Well, his father was a member of the original 49ers baseball team back in 79, 80?
Yeah. No, 78.
78, sorry.
78.
Yep. He was on the original Niner team, and he transferred after 2 years, I believe, to Clemson, where he played his final 2 and got drafted, or final, I don't know if he played 2 or 1, but he got drafted by the Twins, I believe, had a major league career, I think a 6-year career with the Twins and Astros. So anyway, little nugget there.
Yeah, Charlotte connection, and then obviously he's from Providence High School, so Charlotte connection. But there's even a deeper Niner connection there, so that's kind of interesting. Maybe Logan will take it easy on us for that reason. I don't know. He hit like 27 home runs last year or something like that. The guy's ridiculous.
Well, hopefully hit 0 on Monday.
That's what I'm hoping for. That's exactly what I'm hoping for.
But yeah, that's good midweek for us.
I mean this is
or beginning of the week, I guess you can call it.
Yeah, I mean the goal is to build an out of conference resume for the end of the season. So you can't build a resume playing. You got to play. Do you want to be the best? You got to beat the best. Mm-hmm. To paraphrase, I guess Ric Flair. Right? You want to be the best, you got to be the best. Then we get back home here, and we're going to have one of those weekends where we stretch the pitching staff out and play 4 games against Canisius next weekend. Yeah,
Canisius. We've played them before in the past. They were down at last year. I guess last year they made the tournament they won the MAAC.
Yeah, the MAC.
Yeah, they won the conference last year, made it to the regional. I think it was in Minnesota.
Is it Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference? Something like that.
That sounds right.
Yeah, there's 2 ways in that MAC.
Yeah, well, they had a good season last year. Made the tournament, like I said, a regional. But they ran into some trouble this weekend. They played in Durham they played North Carolina Central at one of my favorite ballparks, Durham Athletic Park, the original. But lost 2 out of 3 to North Carolina Central this weekend, and
Durham's own Kevin Harward. Everybody, right. Bull City.
Spent a lot of time in that ballpark, but yeah. So they're coming off a series loss to North Carolina Central. Not sure how many details we got on their pitching staff or their ball players, but coming off a good season last year, I'm sure they're ready to get that losing taste out of their mouth from last weekend. But like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing all the pitching we have. I want to see some new guys, see what the staff's thinking. And
they got 2 guys first team preseason. So a couple guys got their shortstop. They got an outfielder preseason first team. Picked to win the league. Let's stack them up. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And we will definitely with 4 games. Hopefully, I don't know what the weather looks like for next weekend. I haven't even looked, but hopefully 4 games, and that'll be a a definite challenge for the pitching staff because you're going to have to. Some guys are going to have to eat some innings.
Yeah, we saw two new pitchers this weekend, and I'm sure
I bet we see more next weekend.
And looking forward to seeing that and see what the lineups the guys come out with. See who's where, and they kind of mix and match a little bit this weekend, like I said, based on the matchups. But looking forward to having 4 games.
It's Friday at 3 again, I think, and then doubleheader on Saturday. Probably starting at, I don't know, is it starting at noon or 1?
Noon probably. I'm sure it's noon. Lots of baseball. I'm ready for it. I'm so excited to see tons of college baseball in the Twitter feed. Yeah, just all over the place.
Yeah, so that's coming up next weekend. So you can get out to the Hayes hopefully and at least check a game out or something come out depending on what you have going on. If you want to come to all 4, that's fun too. Say hello. We'll be easy to spot. We'll be over in row like A or B, and what is that? 10. We're over by the third. We're over by the visiting dugout, so there'll be like a lot of Canisius parents and us.
And Nick will be the one fighting with them.
Please, that's no. I've retired.
You saving that for Rice?
No. I tell you what. This is the truth. 20 years ago. 20 years ago, yelling at fans and being a very vocal fan. I mean, that was me, back in the basketball heyday and all that stuff. But I'm tell you what, I'm not messing with baseball parents. No,
me either.
No, absolutely not. Maybe that'll be another segment. We've already got things that guys have said after striking out, and then maybe we could do like overheard things we've heard visiting baseball parents say. We've already got some good material.
We got some
on
good
that
material.
Too.
Yeah, I like the new seats. I like the new seats and
oh, it's fun. I mean, I don't need to sit around. We already know what we say, right? I mean, whatever. But it was good. It was good to see the students kind of move in and make some noise over the weekend too. So good stuff.
I've almost got Doty's pitch signs. I've almost got those figured out.
Oh, really?
No, not really.
No. Yeah, now he's going to go change them. Or just have you removed. Now, what we can do is if we can figure out the other team's signals. Then, see, there you go. There's got to be something to that. We're spies.
Well, I enjoy the new seats. We also got a good look down to that right field line. We were all curious how that was going to play with the new facility there. It did come into play like the first inning on Friday. A ball went down the line, bounced off of that the fencing right there, padding, and they got from Delaware got a double out of it. But sure, our guys will be practicing taking balls off of that.
Yeah, good stuff. Lots of good stuff happening. Just quickly, the league went 25-11 this weekend. We're a long way from knowing about RPI and strength of schedule like that. Southern Miss swept Purdue, so that was good. Rice got 2 out of 3 against A10 Rhode Island. Yeah, ODU kind of surprised us, dropping 2 out of 3 to High Point.
Marshall got a ACC win.
Yeah, against Pitt. I can't think of them the ACC, but
they went 1-3 this week. But they got an ACC.
It's all good. It's all good. So we'll talk more about that as the league, the out of conference things develop. But we're going to leave it there. This is, look for this. Again, remember, we're putting stuff for you out there in these new digital platforms, so you can get us on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever you want, Google Play, wherever you want to find us. You can also check us out. We've started up a little blog, DiamondNinerFans.com, Diamond9ERFANS.com, where we'll post some things periodically. Check us out there. Kevin, episode 2. In the books.
Good week. We had a good time out there.
3-0.
Hey, if we can keep going, man.
I like it. All right. Well, for Kevin and producer Brad, I'm Nick, and we will see you guys hopefully this weekend at the Hayes.